The cul-de-sac was silent, except for the distant wail of sirens that grew louder, closer, slicing through the suburban calm like a knife. Then came Karen's voice, shrill and unyielding, echoing off the manicured lawns. "This is my street, and no one gets through without my say-so." I stood frozen on my porch, watching the chaos unfold, knowing this was about to be the worst day in HOA history. It started innocently enough. My name's Jake, a single dad who'd moved into Willow Creek Estates 6 months ago, hoping for a quiet life with my 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Our neighborhood was postcard-perfect white picket fences, kids on bikes, and a homeowners association that ruled with an iron fist. At the helm, Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed queen of Willow Creek, a woman who'd once fined me $50 for leaving a soccer ball in my driveway for 3 hours. She had a clipboard, a perm, and a vendetta against anyone who dared breathe without her approval. I'd kept my head down, but today, that wasn't an option. It was a sweltering Saturday afternoon, and Lily had been playing in the backyard when she tripped over a sprinkler head. Her scream was unlike anything I'd ever heard, sharp, panicked, raw. I sprinted outside to find her clutching her leg, blood seeping through her fingers, a deep gash from the jagged metal. My heart dropped. I scooped her up, called 911 and waited, praying the ambulance would get here fast. The dispatcher assured me they were minutes away. But minutes, I'd soon learn, were a luxury we didn't have. The ambulance screeched into the neighborhood, its siren a desperate plea for clear passage. I stood at my gate, Lily whimpering in my arms, her face pale. But the ambulance didn't make it to my house. It stopped dead at the community gate, 50 yards away, blocked by a silver SUV parked diagonally across the entrance. Karen stood in front of it, arms crossed, her face a mask of righteous fury. The paramedics leaned out, shouting, but she wasn't budging. "You didn't file the proper entry request," she bellowed, waving her clipboard like a scepter. "This is a private community, and I enforced the rules." I ran toward the gate, Lily's weight heavy in my arms, her breathing shallow. "Karen, move your car," I yelled. "My daughter's hurt. She needs help." The paramedics were out now, pleading, their medical bags slung over their shoulders. Neighbors started gathering, phones out, murmuring in disbelief. Karen didn't flinch. "Rules are rules. Jake, you should have called me first. I'm the HOA president, not your personal doorman." The absurdity hit me like a punch. My daughter was bleeding out, and this woman was playing gatekeeper over a paperwork technicality. I wanted to scream, to shake her. But Lily's soft sobs kept me grounded. "Please," I said, my voice cracking. "She's 8. She's hurt bad." For a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of doubt in Karen's eyes, but it vanished as she doubled down. "If I let one exception slide, this whole place falls apart. You'll thank me later." The paramedics radioed for backup, their voices tense. Time was slipping away. Lily's grip on my hand weakened, and my stomach churned with dread. That's when the twist came. A neighbor, Mrs. Delgado, a quiet widow who'd lived here for decades, stepped forward. She'd always stayed out of Karen's crosshairs, but now her eyes blazed. "Karen, I called the ambulance," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "I saw Lily fall from my window. You're not just blocking Jake, you're blocking me, too." The crowd gasped. Mrs. Delgado, the neighborhood's silent saint, had just thrown a wrench into Karen's power trip. Karen's face reddened, but she didn't back down. "You're all conspiring against me," she snapped, slamming her clipboard on the hood of her SUV. "This is my authority." The paramedics tried to maneuver around her car, but the gate was too narrow, and Karen's SUV was a deliberate barricade. Every second felt like an eternity. Lily's eyes fluttered, and I whispered, "Hang on, baby. Help's coming." But I wasn't sure it was. Then, the air changed. A low, rhythmic thud filled the sky. growing louder, closer. Heads turned upward. A police helicopter roared into view, its blades slicing through the humid air, kicking up dust and leaves. The crowd scattered, phones still recording, as the chopper descended with terrifying precision. Karen froze, her clipboard slipping from her hands, as the helicopter's spotlight locked onto her. The pilot's voice boomed over a loudspeaker. "Clear the vehicle now, or we land to secure the scene." Karen's bravado crumbled. She fumbled for her keys, screaming, "This is outrageous, I'll sue you all." But she was too late. The helicopter didn't wait for her to move. With a deafening roar, it lowered, its skids grazing the hood of her SUV. Metal crunched, glass shattered, and the crowd gasped as the chopper settled right on top of Karen's car, flattening the hood like tinfoil. The paramedics seized the moment, sprinting through the now open gate, their bags bouncing as they reached me and Lily. I knelt, holding Lily as they worked, stabilizing her leg, checking her vitals. "She's going to be okay," one said, but his eyes told me it was close. Too close. As they loaded her onto a stretcher, I glanced back at Karen. She was screaming at the police, who'd rappelled from the chopper, her face a mix of rage and disbelief. The neighbors' phones caught every second, and I knew this was going viral before the night was over. The aftermath was a blur. Lily was rushed to the hospital, where doctors stitched her up and gave her fluids. She'd need physical therapy, but she'd recover. I stayed by her side, guilt gnawing at me for not foreseeing Karen's insanity. Back in Willow Creek, the fallout was swift. Karen's SUV was totaled, impounded as evidence. The HOA board held an emergency meeting, stripping her of her presidency. Posts on X lit up with videos of the helicopter landing, captioned with hashtags like Mew Hoakaren and Mew ambulance blocker. Local news picked it up, and Karen's name became synonymous with entitlement. But the real twist came a week later. Mrs. Delgado visited me, a folder in hand. "Jake," she said, her voice soft but resolute, "I've been collecting complaints about Karen for years. Fines, threats, power trips. This was just the final straw." She handed me the folder pages of documented grievances from neighbors too scared to speak up. It was enough to file a civil suit, and we did. Karen's reign was over, but the scars she left lingered. Lily's laugh is back now, but every time I hear a siren, my chest tightens. Karen's still in the neighborhood, her house dark, her reputation in tatters. Some say she's planning to move, but I don't care. What matters is Lily's safe, and Willow Creek is free from her tyranny. If you've got a story about an HOA gone wild, or a Karen who pushed too far, share it below. Let's call out the nonsense together.